और पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है, वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी। ये एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और सातवें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं इन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया।
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on this webinar series called Business Opportunity Over Chai. Business Opportunity Over Chai is a webinar series presented by the management of Franchisee India every day at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, with an aim to introduce you to a new business. Today, we are going to introduce you to New Chain. New Chain is layer 0 blockchain, designed to be the fastest and most efficient, catering to various sectors connecting with our daily lives. Blockchain technology can transform industries and improve process across multiple sectors. New Chain provides a secure, scalable, and customizable blockchain infrastructure that helps enterprises and governments streamline their operations, enhance efficiency, and protect sensitive data. Today we have Mr. Ajay Elawat and Praveer from both these will be representing the brand. And also we have our panelists, Anand Agarwal, Bhargavi, Gaurav, Ravi, Ronak with us today. But before we start the presentation and share the further brand details, I would like to inform you that the viewers will also have an opportunity to ask their queries regarding the brand and the business opportunities. I would request you to please keep on posting your queries onto the Q&A box to make this session more interactive. We will take up all your questions post the brand presentation. Now, I would request our panelist, Gaurav, to please set the context for this webinar.
Hi, thank you so much, Bharat, for setting up the context, and thank you so much, Brand New Chain, for joining this webinar. So today, as Bharat has already mentioned, dear viewers, we are here to present to you the opportunity from the blockchain. So this is going to basically a new opportunity in the field of technology where you will be joining hands with a technology company which is already there in the field of blockchain, and they have a based office in Dubai, but now they are trying to venture into India market with like-minded people to join hands with them. And for that, this webinar has been arranged for you to give you insight of what this brand is all about. Where do they come from? What is their vision? What is their mission? What is the investment? What is the KRA? What is the role and responsibility for every partner while you become franchise with them? What kind of cash flows do we expect? What is the target audience? How big the target audience as a sizable opportunity lies in the market? So while we are going to interact with the brand team today, I request you to please lend your eyes and ears, with a very focused approach. That why do you want to join hands with such an opportunity, and what lies from the brand side? Because it is very, very important while you choose the right brand to work with. Whom are you going to be signing up with? Who is the brain behind the brand? What is their success story so far? What all they have done, right? How the industry is going to take place? What all government support are we going to get in this kind of a business, what kind of target audience exists, what is the competition doing in this field. So if you give your attention to this kind of a webinar, you will get all these details, which will help you to take an informed decision. However, dear panelists, along with me, Anand, Ravi, Ronak, Bhargavi, are going to be taking care of the questions on your behalf with the brand team. So you feel free to mention all your queries using the Q&A box available in front of your screen. And besides the webinar questions, I mean, we will be also taking you to the one-on-one meetings after the webinar as per the convenient date that you have, so that you get to learn more. And in case you have any doubts, any questions, you want to meet with the brand team directly in person, so you can reach back to us on our hotline number, which is 9717683838, or you can also send us the email on the feedback@franchiseindia.in. I request you to please give your attention so that we can make this session more interactive and more meaningful and more objectivity driven. So thank you so much once again, dear viewers, to join this webinar. I request now brand team to please take up the podium and give the insight about your opportunity to the audience who has joined today. Good luck to everyone.
All right. Hello all. Nice to have you all here. This is Praveer. I am business analyst at NewChain, and we have Mr. Ajay Alawat. He is the acting COO at NewChain, and today we'll be representing the brand. So let me just quickly share the presentation, and let's move forward with the approach and the opportunity. Let me know if my screen is visible. Are we good?
Yes, it's visible.
All right. Okay. So let's talk about NewChain. NewChain is the world's fastest blockchain with a speed of 2 lakh transactions per second. And we are here for our validator franchisee opportunity. But before that, I would like to discuss a bit about blockchain, as it's upcoming tech, emerging tech, and most of the people have no or less idea about it. So the most common example that we take off is like Bitcoin. Everybody heard of Bitcoin. It's a cryptocurrency, but the technology on which Bitcoin is built is the blockchain technology, and that's what our focus is, because cryptocurrency is like a use case of blockchain technology which got like huge hype because all the money got involved. But the blockchain technology itself has a very wide umbrella, like which is spreading out to the economics, the protection of data, the land records protection, forensics. It's going everywhere, right? And NewChain is all about that. So again, what is NewChain? It's the fastest blockchain with a TPS of 200,000. Uh, what we do is, how we different is, typically a solution on blockchain takes like 8 months to 2 years to build and properly get deployed. We do the whole process in a period of 10 weeks. Then the blockchain that we build on is highly customizable, and we're a layer 0 blockchain. That means we can build a layer 1 blockchain, layer 2 blockchain. These are like some technicalities, details that I will discuss further. Basically, you can say we are trying to be the AWS of blockchains. Any kind of service that is required to build a blockchain, or deploy a blockchain, or create any application on blockchain, we want to not only cover that but want to excel in that, right? Right now we are operating from Dubai, from Delhi NCR. Our presence right now is in Delhi NCR, but we are Dubai based. So as Mr. Gauravji rightly said, the brains behind the company is Jagdish Pandya, and he has been in the blockchain industry from 15 years. And these are the portfolio companies that he has built, and like these companies are running and will be deployed on new chain blockchain itself. So we already have a loaded list of clients who are already getting deployed on the blockchain that we are building. So what is our mission? We want to create basically highly performing reputed blockchains on our platform. So for the first year, we are taking a target of creating 20 excellent blockchains. In 2025, 30 blockchains, and in 2026, 50 blockchains, a total of 100 outperforming blockchains, which sets reputation for NewChain. Our vision is again to like build blockchain unicorns and decacorns on NewChain platform. Now let's come back to what is blockchain again. At the core, blockchain is just like a ledger. Those registers that you see at the hotel receptions, just like that. But the thing is, if you enter something in that, any piece of information you enter in that particular ledger, it won't be deleted because it's immutable. Okay. Second thing, the data is getting stored in a highly encrypted manner. The encryption is almost unhackable. You basically need a quantum computing power to hack the data and break the network, right? And the network is self-validating. So whatever is entered on the data or any change is made on the data, basically you can't make a change on the existing data. Of course, when you are entering a new data, everything is getting tracked and everything is getting validated. Okay. That's what makes blockchain a very good prospect to store data for businesses and enterprises and governments, where like data is of critical usage and it can't be manipulated. It can't be afforded to manipulate it. Okay. So let's discuss some benefits of blockchain. Of course, time cost efficiency is there, fraud reduction, uh, greater transparency, eliminates dependency or dependence on third party, data mutability, high levels of privacy. These are like some very important use cases of blockchain, which like is accelerating the use of it, and people wants to adopt it more and more in their database infrastructure. Now there is something called as validator in the blockchain. So as I said, the network is the blockchain network is itself a self-validating network. By that I mean is any information getting stored on blockchain is getting validated by something called as validators. They check whether the information or any transaction happening on blockchain is correct or not. You know, as we say, uh, blockchain can replace banks. How is that possible? Is basically, suppose you're doing a transaction maybe on Google Pay, or like you're sending your friend money through some online transaction. There is a bank in between who is overlooking the transaction, who is maintaining a ledger in which it is storing the information about your bank account details, the sender account details, and the receiver account details, and the money that is transferred. All these activities can be replaced by blockchain itself. And in blockchain, the validator does the task of this validation of transactions. Okay. So we have different types of validators. This is a proof of work miners that is used in Bitcoin. You know, like there are like big Bitcoin farms in which people are mining and like using crazy amount of electricity in generating cryptocurrencies. That is the proof of work validators. Then there is something called as proof of stake validators, in which you stake some amount of money and it selects some nodes, does a bunch of transaction validation, and gives you a return amount because of that. And then we have practical Byzantine fault tolerance validators, in which there is a voting mechanism in which each of the validator votes on a particular transaction and it gets passed or rejected based on the voting. And then they are federated validators, that is like 100% control of the validators over the network. It is mostly a private network. Now, here are some of the economic potentials of the blockchain, and these are all the areas where we are overseeing and overlooking that the blockchain will be implemented in the coming future. Here are some of the actual use cases that has been implemented in like various part of the world. In these particular use cases, I would like you to mention about the government of India try messages and calls use case. Basically, this is one of the most underrated story in which blockchain has been implemented by Telecom Regulatory Association of India to handle all the messages and phone calls data. So that particular blockchain is handling 700 billion transactions a month. And that blockchain has been built by us. The company CTO, Arjun Mishra, has built that blockchain, who has designed the senior architecture of the new chain. So we are already into the government space and we are helping people deploy the blockchains in these particular sectors. And most of the people, like a lot of people ask like, okay, blockchain is a great technology, where it is getting implemented. It is not getting implemented, it has already been implemented from past 4 to 5 years, and it is going now in an accelerated manner of adoption. 15 plus states with like 15 plus use cases has implemented blockchain in their ecosystem, for land record registry to forensics, police department, finance, governance. It's everywhere. So at NewChain, what we are focusing on is basically these six verticals. That is e-governance, banking, finance, travel, RWA, gaming, entertainment, tokenization. For each vertical, there are more than 20 use cases that we can cover, collating towards a market of $80 trillion. That's what our vision is. That's what we want to cover for our blockchain. To give you an idea of the current state of the market, basically, the blockchain technology market, which builds the blockchain and everything, is projected to be $3.2 trillion. Then there is something called as enterprise blockchain market, that is of $0.28 trillion, that is covering the private blockchain market. And then there is a validator node market. A validator, again, is the infrastructure that validates the transaction, has a separate market potential of $1.24 trillion. Then there is a, again, I would like to discuss about the competitive landscape of the existing blockchains in the market. So here there are two type of blockchains. That is the public blockchain, in which all your Bitcoin, Ethereum comes now, and then there is private blockchain, in which there is Hyperledger, Corda, and a new chain, right? So these public blockchains are free to use by the people. Anybody can join the network. Anybody can have a private key and public key, and they can attach their systems, use the servers and everything. But in private blockchains, the servers are captive, so all the things are controlled and overlooked. So even in both the private and public blockchains, you can see new chain is the fastest blockchain, and it is way ahead of its competitors. Our like closest competitor Solana has a TPS of 65,000. That is also at its max capacity. Now there is something called as gas fee. So for every transaction or any on-chain activity, that is any activity happening on blockchain, it is chargeable, right? And per transaction, there will be some cost. So when it comes to Bitcoin, if you are building a software, or like you are running an application on Bitcoin, or you are sending some money on blockchain, Bitcoin blockchain, then you will be charged around $78 per transaction. For Ethereum, it is $1 per transaction. At new chain, we are charging $0.0001 per transaction. So not only we are the fastest blockchains, but we are one of the most cheapest blockchains to get operated with. Okay. Now let's come to the topic of discussion. Why we are here for is our validator program. So we are the first blockchain in the world who is coming into a franchisee model for our validator program. How it works is, as I told you, validator is something that helps us run the blockchain and validates the transactions happening on the blockchain. Each transaction validated by the validator will reward the validator, but some amount of that gas fee that was collected. So more the transactions happening on blockchain, a cut of that will be given to the validator. So more the earning of the validator. So to give you even a high level explanation of this, more the earning of the blockchain, more the activity on the blockchain, more the validator will be earning. So validator is directly correlated to the business of the blockchain. Okay. So there are two type of validators in our blockchain. We have a master validator node, and then there is standard validator node. Right now it is called a mini validator node. There are only going to be a total of 501 validator nodes for the new chain blockchain forever. The number is fixed. Out of that, 101 will be master validator and 400 will be mini validator. Okay. The master validator has a higher capacity, can process more transactions, and hence the infrastructure costs more, that is of $60,000, and the mini validator costs you around $12,000, and there is a franchisee fee of $6,000 for master validator node and 1,200 for the mini validator node. And moving forward, one second. Okay, before coming to the financials, just want to discuss some of the basic things about the validator. The validators has been existing for the past 15 years because Bitcoin has been there for the past 15 years. But the thing is, in India, there is not much capitalization on that, because there is like, you have to do a lot of technical setup to run a validator node for Bitcoin or Ethereum, right? With new chain, what we have done is, the whole idea of this franchising model is we can get people easily adopted to the blockchain and ecosystem, and get them idea of how to run a validator and everything. So for that, we have made the process so simple that we have taken out all the technicalities. Basically, it's a FICO kind of a model. So franchisee invested, company operated. Okay. Basically, from your end, only you will need to invest the amount of the validator, that is taking amount of $60,000 and $12,000 with the franchisee fees included. And we will be setting up a validator node for you, and the company will be operating the nodes. For your end, we will be giving you a terminal, a dashboard in which you will be seeing the performance of a validator. So the number of transactions that are happening, the amount of earning that has been done, and the revenue that is generated. So we are like not only providing you a very simple model that is highly profitable, but we are also the only franchisee who are giving you per second basis revenue generation. No franchisee like gives you like the exact amount of how much revenue is generated per second, or like chain is working 24/7, right? So the amount that will be coming to you, the transaction that will be happening will be per second basis. So let's discuss the financials for the master validator. Now, the projections that like we are expecting for the first 20 blockchains that are being built and the 30 blockchains and next is 50 blockchains goes like this. For the first year, we are expecting a revenue of $44,000. For the next one, 66, $100,000 for the third year, and 140 for the fourth year. A total of $363,000 is something that we want our clients to earn, our validators to earn. These numbers are per the business projections. Now, being said that these are projections, there is some security that we have aligned with our program. First thing, we have programs of 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, and 4 year, right? So suppose you take a 2 year program. After 2 years, suppose you have earned a good amount of money, and at that time you decide to move on from the franchisee. At that particular point, once your agreement ends, we are not only going to give you your returns, but with that we are going to give you the original amount also. So the original capital is protected. So the investment return plus the investment itself, both are protected with us. Not only that, we are giving you a minimum guarantee. So even though if the business fails and like we are not able to like generate that amount of money that we promised or something like that, we are providing you a minimum guarantee of $24,000 for the second year, and these are all the minimum guarantees amount. So any year, whatever amount you are earning, these are the minimum guarantees that you will be earning for sure. That is on us, and that will be on the agreement also. Same goes for the mini validator. Mini validator is of $12,000, and the reward will reflect accordingly. So the transaction credits will be like 7,000, 11,000, 18,000, and 23,000. A total of $61,000 you will be earning by the end of 4 years. If you are coming us maybe for a 3 year staking program, then it will be something like $8,000 will be definitely credited to you with the return of the investment. Now, to do a comparative analysis of the revenue, like whether what we are saying is possible or not, I will give you a brief. Okay. So Ethereum is running 9.8 million nodes. That's the biggest blockchain in the market right now. Not the fastest, but the biggest. Okay, because it has been the oldest. Like you know how Google and Facebook are there. They are now the giants. Like the Ethereum is the giant in blockchain. It has generated last year a revenue of $1 billion just from the validators. If we even cover 1% of that market, we are generating $10 million from our validator now. And those 10 millions will be divided only for the 501 validator nodes. And to return the MGs, we only need to catch a $2.4 million. So that is the opportunity that is outlying in the market for us. Now, to give you an example of all these validator nodes, so we are not the only player here. You can run the validator nodes of all these blockchains, and people are already running it like in heavily in US and UK. In India, the first compulsion that people goes with this particular model is that not only you need to fix the validator node and there is no minimum guarantee, and then you have to have the technical knowledge, plus the rewards that you will be getting in is in the form of cryptocurrency, and that too like 4 to 6%, 5 to 6%, like very frugal rewards, and that too in cryptocurrency, so that the rewards are also subjected to the market, correct market value. We have removed all these problems. Not only we are giving you like a well set up validator node and we are going to run the node and you are going to get a dashboard, but we are also giving the rewards in stable fiat forms. Like we are giving you either in USD, USDT, or INR. So we have all the option available and you are getting a stable income out of it. And even our minimum guarantees that starts from 18% and goes up to 24% are still much more than the rewards promised in the current presentation for the competitors. As I was saying, like the validator distribution is there, right? So you can see here the dark blue color and the light blue color represents UK and US regions, and these are our Indo-Pacific and Asia-Pacific countries. So you can see the distribution is very less for these particular sector because of the compliances that the countries are handling. And that's why we have devised a program that is very compliant and government friendly, so that you can easily then node without any issues and be a part of the blockchain ecosystem and be a major investor in the upcoming techs in this particular domain of blockchain. Here's a part of it franchisee, as Gaurav rightly said, that these are the kind of people that we are looking for, the right audience who we are expecting to invest in our blockchain. But to be very honest, anybody can invest because it's a very simple investment kind of model. Now, there is something that we want to let you know about our franchisee model. So typically, if you are running a validator node, these are all the functionalities that you have to do yourself. But here, NewChain will take care of all these, formalities like partnership approvals, infrastructure investment, and everything. From your end, basically, you will be staking some amount, and these amount, NewChain does not have a cryptocurrency, so we are going to be a crypto-free platform. First of all, hence we are so much compliant with the government. We only want to work with the institutions and governments. That's the aim for our first year, right? So there is something called as new credits, which is very similar to AWS credits. So each new credit will be like $1. One new credit equal to $1, and the amount that you will be giving to us will be converted in new credits and will be staked with your contract. When the contract ends, these new credits will be again converted into the original amount and will be given back to you. Okay. Then there is something called as local networking, in which the events which are big events in blockchain that are happening in India, we will invite you to go towards the event and do networking, and if you can bring us any big clients, then you get a revenue sharing cut as you have brought us a client and they're building on our blockchain. Now, the onboarding process is very simple for NewChain. You just have to come to the website. You have to fill a validator registration form. A demo will be done for you, and the whole validator program and the portal will be shown to you. After that, there will be KYC process, which will be a quick process with our KYC partner Hypersign. Then after that, you will be taken to the payment page. So in payment, we have dollars and INRs and USDT. USDT is a crypto called Tether. Uh, so we kind of accept all of those three, and we prefer more towards the USDT, because it not only helps us do easy transaction, but also helps you save a lot of tax. Now coming to yeah, this was one of our achievements with the franchisee India. We got the franchisee startup of the year in blockchain. And coming to our team, we have Mr. Jagdish Pandya again as the founder and CEO. So Jagdish Pandya ji has more than 15 plus year of experience in business industry and in blockchain industry, and he has been since Bitcoin, early investor in Bitcoin, and he has been around the time of ICO of Ethereum, and then uh, when Binance was launching. So all the big events that has happened in the blockchain industry, he has been there, and he knows very well about what all conditions needs to be there for building a successful startup. Then we have Mr. Arjun Mishra, the guy who was the brains behind NewChain and the Telecom Regulatory Association of India's solution for blockchain. And then we have Mr. Sumit Kumar Gupta. He is our Chief Growth Officer. Then we have Mr. Captain Ajay Lawat. As I told you, he is the Chief Operations Officer, and he is responsible for cultivating relationship with governments and expanding our business. And then there is me, Praveer, a business analyst. I am more towards the enterprise engagement and business solutioning for implementing solutions on blockchain. And then we have Sanskriti Negi. She is the senior BD executive responsible for the revenue for the validator franchise. So thank you so much, all. The dial is now open for questions.
Thank you so much, Praveer, for taking us through the presentation. Right, that was quite insightful. Now we are open for the question, guys. In case if you have any question from the panelists, then they can ask. If not, then we also have a few questions in the chat box. We will take that further. So we'll start with the question arrived in the chat box. Akash Srivastava has asked, what is the NewChain current order book?
New Chain current order book, MG payout. In India, does New Chain have a branch office or permanent establishment? So I will answer the third one first. In India, no. New Chain is right now just operating in India, but we have an office in Dubai. We are registered in Dubai. That's there. That's there for sure. And yeah, we are approved by the government. That is there. Government love blockchain adoption, and they're promoting like adoption of blockchain and the activities that are getting implemented by blockchain. And I will give you some information about the order book, but since there is no cryptocurrency involved, there is like you know not much information about that, and we are just getting launched, right? So the projects are onboarded, are our early partners, and we are right now in talks with 2 3 clients who are going to build on us. And then what is the frequency of return? So the frequency will be per second basis, and the MG payout is something that you will be getting by the end of the year. So suppose we promised you around 60 to 70% return, and we fail to give you that, and you earn only like 12%. So the rest of the 6% returns will be given to you in the end of the year. So 12% plus 6%, a total of 18% will be provided to you.
Thank you, Pradeep, for answering all the questions. Any other question, please?
Yeah,
Okay.
there is one more with
There's
Aryan.
another one.
Yeah. So okay, I will tell you the revenue model in detail. So suppose a client is onboarded to us, okay, and his like requirement was that he wants to store his data on blockchain, or he wants to send his data from one place to another on blockchain, right? So whenever the client is uploading any data on blockchain, or receiving any data from blockchain, it will be happening in the form of transactions. Everything happens in the form of transactions on blockchain, any on-chain activity, correct? So basically, whenever the person is using our application, he will be doing on-chain and off-chain activities. For each transaction, he will be charged as a shown $0.0001, right? Now from that $0.001, 45% will be given to master validator, okay? 30% will be given to mini validator, 20% will be with us, 5% we are taking for the treasury. Treasury is basically something which is like you can say a fund kind of a thing that a blockchain maintains, so that we can fund startups to build their blockchain on us. So the best example like I give people is, it's like the coffee machine model, like they coffee day gives coffee machine for free, and they charge for the beans. So it's something like that, but we are charging for the coffee machine also. So we are going to have two sources of revenue. There is a consultation model, in which when we are going to develop the blockchain for the client and do the consultation, we are going to charge some 50,000 to $250,000. It can go up to $1 million also, depending on the solution complexity. That's the first revenue source. And the second one will be, as they will be using our blockchain, they will continuously have to buy new credits to use the blockchain, to keep on using the blockchain. So that is kind of a subscription model or a recurring model for revenue. From that, you will be getting a cut. Is that clear?
So, Prabir, this is Anand. Thanks for explaining everything in detail. What I understand in terms of franchise financials, there are two types of franchise model we are offering, right? Master validator and mini validator.
Correct, correct.
So, if I put it in terms of Indian rupees, we are talking about a 50 odd lakh rupee for a master validator, and
Yeah,
around 10 lakhs rupee for a mini validator, right?
correct. So
Out
if
of,
you include the
yeah.
franchisee fee, then it will be coming around 55 lakhs in total, and 11 lakhs 60,000 for the mini.
So, and then there is a GST element into it.
No. So it depends on the mode of payment. So if you are doing the payment in INR, then there will be certainly some amount of tax that will be there. Then if you are like sending the amount in USDT, then of course there will be no tax, because then we will be taking the direct payment to the Dubai account.
So since we are dealing with the retail clients, I doubt how many will make in a USD. So one that is, and secondly, it's a pure investor model, right? So franchise is not expected to be participating in business day-to-day level, right?
Yeah, no, not required. And for your point, you said like a lot of people will not be having USDT, right? So for that, we have a on-ramping and off-ramping solution in which if you want to save tax, you can just get your INR get converted into USDT and then get it sent to the accounts. But we also have some like we can help you out with some strategies in which we can help you save tax in INR also.
Okay.
Reduce
And
this amount of tax, not like save 100%, but there will be something. Yeah.
What is the contract period?
Okay, so there are like 3 contract periods, that is of 1 year, 2 year, and 4 year. Okay, what I say is, what I refer to most of the clients is 2 year period, because even with the minimum guarantees, they are getting a 50% return after 2 years, plus their initial capital will be also given back to them. So that is like the sweet spot for investment. If you are like even like you're not sure about investing, or you are thinking like, even if I invest in long term, how will it go for me and everything. So I think 2 year is a very good trial option for you know the non-native audience. And if you are already in blockchain and everything, then I can say like with trust you can go for the 4 year model, because like after 3 years we will be hitting our maximum profits once 100 blockchains will be deployed and the chain will be generating a lot of revenue. The profits will be, because there is no upper limit, right? So the more the number of transactions happening, more the revenue will be generated for you. And there is one more thing. Suppose after 2 years you want to continue, right? So if you were taking 2 year model and then you want to continue, then at the renewal time you will be asked to pay a staking fee, a renewal fee. That will be below the franchisee fee only, but there will be some fee for renewal.
So when you say 1 year, 2 years, so it's a fixed tenure. So is there, do I have an exit clause? No. So it's a fixed tenure. We have to continue.
So after 6 months you can exit, but your only the initial amount will be returned to you, not your like returns or something, that whatever is generated in the 6 months.
And the last one before I take into a Q&A box, there's a master validator and mini validator. So is there any overriding for a master from the mini, something like that? Because this guy is committing a bigger amount and bigger territory, I believe. So is there any overriding commission for this if I introduce a mini validator under me or something?
There's no overriding competition as such. So how it works is, one master validator is supported by 4 mini validators, right? So if you are running a master validator and like you bring like a mini validator along with you or something like that, then you get a revenue sharing cut out of that.
So regular recurring revenue on the overriding kind
No,
of
one time only.
one time or referral fee. Okay.
Yeah. But
Okay,
that's
so
there. Like in master validator, you are getting a bigger cut of the transaction fees that is getting generated. So suppose $200 million got generated in the pool of the fee collection model, right? From the transaction fee, then 45% of that will be getting to all those 101 validators. Like, and the rest of the 30% will be getting distributed to 400 mini validators.
okay. So I'll take a few questions from Q&A box also. So one question is why we are not passing on this MG on a monthly basis instead of yearly?
No, so that's because you are getting per second basis revenue. There is no monthly with us. That's the thing.
No, Praveer, wait 1 second.
Yeah.
The question is different. Your share you can draw monthly. There's a minimum amount of 120 US dollars, which you will hit monthly. And once you hit $120, you can withdraw.
Fair enough. I think profile you did answer, but you want to clarify further on this? Amar Lunia is asking about the profile of the investor.
Yeah, I mean, there is no as such particular profile that we are looking into. I mean, the program is so friendly that anybody can come here and invest.
Yeah, so Amar, this is pure investor model. It's all new about investing. It's a entire operations taken care by the company. So purely as an
Anybody
investor.
like who is kind of interested in like investing in the upcoming tech, emerging tech.
So how do you show this amount? You show it as a deposit or towards some infrastructure investment? How this money is taken in the agreement?
So you will be getting a dashboard.
It is shown as a staking amount. Staking is a term which is used in Web3. Basically, staking is equivalent to FD in a conventional world. You stake certain amount and your staking helps on the blockchain. The blockchain creates revenue. You withdraw your share of revenue, and whenever you are ready or whenever you want, you can remove your staking amount.
So this money is goes towards the building the infrastructure and all. That's how blockchain infrastructure.
No, in the theoretical world, what happens is to validate transaction, you need to set up a server farm
Right.
because it's done automatically. So larger the transaction, larger the size of server farm. The staking amount is used to build only the infra which is required to validate transaction. The infra required to build new chains, layer one stores, or build other kind of consensus mechanism is different. So the staking, that's why we say there is return on capital and return off capital. The server farm will always remain. If you go, somebody else will come. So your capital remains staked and you can withdraw it after the end of contract.
Fair. So Bharat, over from my side, anything you want to take up?
We also have a couple of questions in the chat box.
I think we did. It's all taken, I believe. This you answered.
By Aryan Rathore.
Yeah.
How many users are there already onboarded on your platform till now?
Yeah. So the validator model itself started from past
No.
3 months.
You want to know the validators on board because users are different kind. User is if I'm running UPI chain, you send 30 rupees to the auto wala, you are a user. What exactly is user? One is the client that builds a chain. One is a validator that helps validate the transaction. And the user is the guy who eventually uses the chain. If the chain is used to store credentials or like educational records, anybody who passes class 10, the certificate comes from the chain, that guy becomes a user. If you're looking at the people who are building on us, there are 7. Our product is right now going through audit. We'll build their chains after that. If you're talking about validators, we have about 12. And if about users, users will be the guy who makes their chain, or the company or enterprise or the government that makes their chain. The user will decide that.
All right. Any other question, guys, from the panelists? No. Okay. All right. So that's it. That's all for the day, guys. Thank you so much, everyone, all the panelists for joining. today's
Sorry
webinar.
to interrupt you, Bharat. There are 2 more questions from Aryan. There is one more like, how will the validators withdraw the money from the platform? So to answer that, basically, at the dashboard that you will be given, there will be a withdraw button. So you can simply click on that, and your new credits will be converted to USDT, and you can transact it back.
We'll
And
share a
then,
video of the flow of
yeah,
the whole flow is recorded in a video. It shows how to deposit and how to withdraw. We'll share it. If you leave your number with us, we'll share it in WhatsApp, we'll share your email, and we'll share it.
and then do you buy back the validator note at the end of the contract period? Yeah. So
Yes.
about, yeah.
Yes, that's it. Yes, we will. And give your money back, your staked amount back. It will be there in the contract. The agreement that you sign with us will mention it.
Okay. Let's take the other 2 questions also. Do you buy back the validator node at the end of the contract period?
Yeah, we just
It's
answered.
answered.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
answered.
How many validate nodes have been sold by you till now?
I
You
think
can't
that's
reveal it, but because that's not how blockchains work.
And the last one is the markets you are catering as of now.
Web3. The portfolio companies that Pradeep showed in the deck, right now we're starting with them. And thereafter, starting next month, we're going to Malaysia Blockchain Week, we're going to Singapore Token, we're going to all the events in Asia Pacific area where we'll showcase our blockchain. The interesting thing or the good thing is whether we sell or not, your minimum guaranteed returns are secure. If you don't earn it from the chain, we'll give it to you from the treasury. The downside is protected, the upside is not. That means we will be earning $2 every second at full capacity. And you can keep multiply 60 into 60 and 60. That's the chain earning potential. So if you earn more than what we're promising you, it's all yours. If you earn less than what we're promising you, we'll make good the gap from the treasury.
Okay. Other questions are in chat box, Q&A box, like, do we need to hire any manpower?
No. You don't need to hire manpower. You don't need to devote your time. You don't need to devote your electricity, Wi-Fi connection, laptop. The only time that you'll spend is, opening your dashboard and seeing how much is your validated node earned, what is the activity in the chain, and general health of the chain, the activities, and your share. You can see it as many times as you want. You won't have to do anything.
Okay. All right, so I'm not finding any other questions apart from that. If that's it for the viewers.
Okay, what we'll suggest is that blockchain is a difficult concept to wrap your head around. We have made some explainer videos, simple 2-3 minute videos, which explain what the blockchain is, what a validator is. We've also made small videos of how our platform works, the onboarding of what. So if people are interested, if they join some kind of WhatsApp group, we can share all that information there. We are also happy to set up follow-up meetings one-on-one where we can literally take you through the ropes. Please do let us know.
Okay. All right, so here we come to the end of the session, right? Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us webinar. We appreciate your presentation and the business opportunity you are offering to the potential partner. To the viewers, for any one-on-one discussion with the brands, you please connect us on the hotline number, that is 9717683838. You can also write us at feedback@franchiseindia.in. Tomorrow we will again come up with a new brand and we'll explore another business opportunity. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.